has officially been 16 months on a high carb, low fat vegan diet, or I really should say lifestyle. For those of you that don't already know, I have come from a past of an eating disorder, restricting my calories, dieting. It all started with clean eating, lean chicken, a lot of fish, veggies, and very little to no carbs whatsoever. I wouldn't have more than half a banana a week because I thought it was too many carbs. I've overcome an eating disorder on this lifestyle. I've also gained back some much needed weight, but most importantly, I've found true health and happiness. I never knew that what you eat could not only impact your physical health but also your mental health, which has been the biggest thing that I've overcome. I come from a past of exercise addiction, so exercising at the moment is very little for me. I try and rest and not do anything as much as possible. If I am doing anything, I am just going for a walk for about 30 minutes. It's not every day. I do go on the occasional runs. I admit, you know, exercise addiction is something that I still struggle with very much so, and it's just a result of, you know, my eating disorder coming out in another way. I can no longer restrict what I eat because eating makes me feel so good, and I think my body's realized that, so it's trying to, you know, have that control come out in another way, and that's through exercise and making me feel guilty when I don't exercise. And there are, you know, are days where it is so incredibly hard for me to let myself rest and just not exercise. For me, this is something that I'm struggling with a lot more than I did with my eating disorder, and it is a lot harder for me to overcome. So I do go on the occasional run. It's a very slow run. I run at talking pace. You know, I'm not sweating at the end of it. I'm not completely puffing at the end of it. It's purely, for me, it is just like, I know it sounds crazy, but it is just like a release. Like, I just need that rush for a little bit, and then, yeah, I'm someone that's always on the go, and really struggle to let myself rest. That's even mentally, like my mind is just constantly going. I don't like being bored. I don't like not having anything to do. I like being busy, and that is something that for me I still need to work on and need to change, because it is purely just me struggling to be with myself and be with my own thoughts. And yeah, which is something that I'm going to work on a lot in my 3 months trip to Thailand. But anyway, so my exercise routine is pretty much little to nothing. If I am doing anything, it will be walking and the very occasional slow jog, and I usually jog, it's probably around like maybe 3k. Calories, I do not currently count my calories at all, and I do not recommend it. It's a little bit different if you're coming from a past of an eating disorder. When I first came to this lifestyle, I was tracking my calories to make sure that I was eating enough, because I had come from a past of restriction. I was tracking only to make sure that I was hitting a minimum, and then if I was eating beyond that, it didn't really matter. When I first came to this lifestyle, I was pretty much going through a refeeding stage in my eating disorder, which is basically where you just eat everything and anything, and you eat as much as you can. It's like extreme hunger. You know, your body and your body and your stomach and your mind aren't really connected, so you may feel physically full, but you want to keep eating. And I think it's really important to honor that and just eat. You know, if you've got that mental hunger, you need to eat in order to overcome your eating disorder. Sorry, you need to eat. Yeah, so I was eating about 3,500 plus calories a day, Now I am eating a little bit more than that, though I do still have some weeks where I go through that extreme hunger refeeding stage. Some random days here and there. It usually comes in like little spurts of about a week, and yeah, I'm just honoring that and just eating. You know, I'm only 20 and I think I suffered from depression and anxiety for about 8.5 years before coming to this lifestyle. I still get anxiety here and there, and I do still have my bad days in terms of depression, but it's crazy how being carved up can actually help your brain to deal with your emotions, and it's because, you know, your brain has fuel. Yeah, and I just feel absolutely amazing. I still have my bad days in terms of my eating disorder. I am still recovering. I'm still trying to gain weight. I initially gained 14 kilos, which is huge, I think, and I'm so proud of myself for that. And then I lost a few kilos. I think it was just my body like balancing out. And now I'm still trying to gain some weight.